right, guys, welcome back to the Walleye Files. We've got a good one here. I don't feel like I've recorded much lately. That trip to Canada was impressively amazing. We just did a quick little podcast with the owner Tom and Matt from Lake Effect. Both of those guys, I appreciate them so much. Had such a great trip up at Thunderhook, and really excited to see what the future holds with that. Maybe some announcements later on, but for now, we are going to talk about the last stop of the National Walleye Tour in Dunkirk, New York. And there are some big implications on the line for this tournament. Obviously somebody's going to come away with $100,000. Somebody's winning a tournament, but also the top 40 guys make the championship. And it'll be interesting to see, boat numbers have been down a little bit this year. So I'm not sure if the payouts for the championship are going to be the same, if there's going to be an entry fee associated, because that's all based on having 125 boat average for the season. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do there. You've got, a very hot Angler of the Year race with Dewey leading. Dewey is an insane angler. Incredibly talented. He's a great guy. I actually bought my last Ranger from him. Dewey's a great dude. I've had some good conversations with him. I'd love to get him on this podcast. So Dewey, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on. And of course, the last 4 or 5 guys in the championship cut aren't exactly safe. You've got guys on both sides of the bubble here that are really chomping at the bit to get into the championship and fish the National Walleye Tour Championship out of Marinette, Wisconsin on the Bay of Green Bay. Without further ado, we're just going to introduce our top 5 Angler of the Year anglers. And you've got Dwayne Chelm at 582 points, Kevin McCoy at 566, Dylan Nussbaum 565 points, Austin Tomasek 555, and Mark Kortz 548, excuse me. It's a bit of a dogfight, but Dewey's kind of pulling away a little bit, and I didn't see that happening. I really thought Dylan was going to have a better event last tournament, and it's easy to say that because Dylan is an exceptional angler and he's great on big water, but Dewey's as good as anybody, and maybe even better. And he's got this killer instinct. When he has a chance to win something, he doesn't usually give that up. He's holding a 16-point lead currently on Kevin McCoy, who's been doing this as long as anybody, who's seen everything. It would be great to see Kevin win an Angler of the Year. Eric, friend of the show, of course, would love to have them both on. And but either way, however this shakes out, you're going to have a great Angler of the Year. Dewey is great for the sport. He's a great guy. Kevin is obviously a long-time veteran of the sport. It's really great. Dylan is a great young angler. Austin Tomasek, who we just had on the podcast, he's going to need a little bit of help to get to, he's got about a 23, 24 point deficit to make up. And that's going to be tough. Between Austin and Mark Kortz, you almost need to win this event or the championship to have a shot. But very possible. Nothing is impossible when it comes to winning Angler of the Year. Now, your last 4 in the championship cut. This is an interesting one. You've got some great anglers. You've got Brett King, Brian Bjorkman, Harry Broadmarkle, Cody Pixley. Brett's got 457 points. Brian's got 456. Harry's got 450. Cody Pixley's 445. Now, I say that to say this. There are guys below them that are real close. And I don't want to take anything away from the guys that are in the championship cut right now because it is hard to make. I have proven that it's definitely easy to miss the last couple of years. I've missed the championship. 2020, I was in like 11th for Angler of the Year going into the championship. Didn't end up going to the championship, got COVID, got sick. I have not had a chance to get back there, and it kind of bites. And last year, I think I missed it by 2 spots, by 2 places. So the guys that are just sitting on the outside, I know that feeling. The guys that are just sitting on the inside, there's some pressure there. You want to make that championship. You can't win a championship if you don't make a championship. The guys sitting on the outside, notable names that I wrote down. Jake Becker and McKeever Dahlberg are both 2 points out of the championship. Now, Jake is an exceptional angler. He is from the area. He's from Wisconsin, and he's as dangerous as anybody on the Bay of Green Bay. It would be a huge upset and disappointment to him, I believe, if he doesn't make this championship, because in my head, he is the favorite to win on Green Bay. 100%. He is the absolute favorite to go to Marinette and win this tournament. McKeever's a good angler, especially to fish the tour for a couple of years here now. 2 points out. Kent Anderson's 9 points out. Kent's exceptional running that Warrior tiller. Owen Wilcox is 19 points out. Thomas Slowaticki, Dan Harper, 32 points out. Jake Lapine, 34, and Chase Parsons, 46. Now, those guys need some magic. Guys like Chase basically need to win. If you don't win this tournament, you're probably not making it. Dan and Jake Lapine and Tom, they probably need top 15s. Top 15, maybe top 20 to have a shot. That'll probably do it. But again, you can't move up as many places if there's not as many people fishing this event. So you got to hope there are a lot of guys from the lake, from the Dunkirk area hopping in this tournament to try to win a trophy at home. We will see. Obviously, I'm pulling for Mr. Harper. He's my best friend in the world. Again, Jake Becker, I'd like to see him make the championship because I do think he is the odds-on favorite to win if he makes it. But yeah, it is interesting. Now, a couple interesting rule changes for this particular event. You are only allowed 12 fish. Now, you say, that sounds like a lot of fish. Normally, you can cull when you are on Lake Erie. So if you get a bunch of 4-pounders in your box, you call up a half pound, you call up another half pound, you call up another quarter pound. Suddenly you've got 9 or 10 fish in the box, and you're not getting, and you get a stringer of 6-pounders roll through. You are done. You are done. We talked about it with Mr. Craig Sleeman that this will not be the crazy 40-pound bag Lake Erie event that you saw at a Dunkirk in the championship a few years ago. Guys, they are confined to the state of New York. No Canada, no Pennsylvania, no Ohio. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal, but the last time they were on this body of water out of Dunkirk, they could run 100 miles if they wanted. They could go all the way to Cleveland if they wanted. And guys were running a long ways, 100-plus mile runs to get their fish. Now, we will see. I think it's going to bunch a lot of anglers up. It's going to make for some close quarters for some spots, for sure. This is a big basin, guys. This area, and I've never fished it. I've never personally fished it, but looking at a map, looking at some of the things from the past, this fishes like a big old bowl. 20 to 30 foot of water, drops down to 40, down to 120, 130 feet of water. You are going to be chasing fish all over the place. You're going to hope that the pods of fish you're catching, that you can relocate them, especially if they're big ones. I would expect a lot of guys to be pulling crawler harnesses or deep crankbaits in this tournament, whether they're pulling lead core or copper wire with dipsies or downriggers even. I mean, I've never fished 120 foot of water for walleyes. It'll be interesting. This will be a very interesting tournament. Now, it would not surprise me for somebody to win this tournament in 20 feet of water, throwing glide baits or a jig and a crawler. It would not surprise me because that's just the world we live in. There'll be plenty of guys using forward-facing sonar for this tournament. And I'd say 50% or more. But I do think the guys that have 6 or have 4 lines out, because you're allowed 2 per person in the National Walleye Tour, the guys that have 2 lines out per person have a shot, a better shot than normal, because you're going to be moving through pods of fish, possibly catching 2 to 3 to somebody else's 1. And the one nice thing if you're scoping in this tournament is you're going to be picking out the biggest mark you can find and trying to make it bite. But again, It'll be a very interesting event. It would not surprise me to see a guy like Kevin McCoy or to just somebody who does the traditional things exceptionally well pull out a victory in this tournament. But whoever wins is definitely gonna deserve it. It's gonna be a tournament where you find fish, you find big fish, and you figure out how to follow these fish for multiple days in a row. And I can't imagine guys are gonna be switching up tactics too much, but maybe somebody does jig up a couple big fish right in front of the mouth. I don't know. Guys that can win. Here's who I got. Now, there's 5 guys that I picked. I could pick 10. There are guys in this tournament that don't normally fish, or that have not fished the whole season. Keith Cavaius is out there, I saw. Good luck to Keith, But, John Hoyer won the last time that they were there. Dwayne Chum took second. Those are 2 guys that I put on my list because Dewey is leading angler of the year and he's going to keep his foot on the gas. And John Hoyer is as dangerous of a walleye fisherman as anybody. So those are the first 2 guys. Max Wilson I put on the list. Last time they were on this body of water out of Dunkirk, he took a top 10. I believe he was throwing jigging spoons. Would not surprise me if he caught fish doing that again. He won a master walleye circuit on Lake Erie earlier this year. He is very accomplished. He's a very good angler. He's getting better and better at big water. He's had some bad events on Erie in the past, but you look at the string in the last 3 or 4 times he's been there, he has been right by the top. I could see him winning this tournament. Of course, you got the homers. You got Craig Sleeman, and I picked him last event to do well. Fell a little short there, but Craig, this is an hour and 20 minutes from his home. It's an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes from his home. He fishes this a lot. I would be truly shocked if he didn't come in with a top 20, a top 15 finish in this tournament. And Thomas Loaticki, another New York guy. I'm not sure how far away he lives from Dunkirk, but I have to imagine, I know he's a big water guy. He enjoys this kind of thing. And I bet you that he comes in with a top 10. I would think he comes in with a top 10. He's got a chance at winning in front of the home crowd, and that's got to be one of the most exciting things in the world. But yeah, I just want to say thanks, guys. Let me know in the comments who you think's going to win this tournament. But thanks again for watching. I appreciate everybody watching, all the comments, all the nice things, all the likes and follows. Make sure you're definitely liking and following on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you're liking on Spotify, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you're following. We've got some really cool things coming up. We did some really cool things. We just got back from Canada. What an insane trip. Thunderhook fly-ins. Guys, if you are looking for a trip where you're going to catch hundreds, if not thousands of fish, meet some of the nicest people, have some of the most fun you could ever have in a boat, Thunderhook fly-ins. Tom, if you're watching, I appreciate you. You did a great job. Your staff is amazing. The people in the office between Bailey and Eric and the people at camps, Aaron and Marcus and Riley and Luke, what a bunch of great people. Just a bunch of great people. Guys, if you want to go have some fun and catch a pile of fish, Thunderhook fly-ins in Ontario is the place to do it. Lake Effect Lures, I want to say thanks again for sponsoring the show. Lake Effect Lures, Matt, you're amazing. I appreciate you. Appreciate your business. Striker Brands, the great people at Striker Brands. I love representing your brand. Your clothing is amazing. Your rain gear is amazing. And the people are even more amazing. And of course, Walleye Nation Creations. Guys, you guys are amazing. You built some great baits that catch some huge walleyes. And great people, of course, as well. Stay tuned. We've got some cool things coming up. I've got a lot of footage to go through. I've got hours of footage to go through. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and follow. And we'll see who's going to win this one out of Dunkirk. I think it's going to be Max Wilson. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys.